The Westwood One Radio Network presents Peter Gabriel, Off the Record with Mary Turner. Brought to you by the U.S. Army. Learn how to get an edge on life. Be all you can be. Peter Gabriel, Off the Record.
I do a lot of listening in the car. You know, we go out after we've done mixes. And I think, in a way, car is the place where I do most of my listening now. Focused listening, anyway. Because it's it's an environment that surrounds you totally. And, I mean, in a way, headphones do as well. But I quite like the car because you have this sense of travel and movement attached to the listening. And it seems now that car manufacturers are getting wise to this and realizing that it really helps car sales if they can put in a good sound system.
You warm up the car and I'll pick a destination about 50 miles away and we'll cruise. I want our guest to be comfortable. Do you think he's a convertible kind of guy? We'll find out. I'm Mary Turner, and for the next hour I'll be talking with Peter Gabriel, Off the Record.
The wretched desert takes its form, the jackal proud and tight. In search of you, I feel my way through the slowest heaving night. Whatever fear invents, I swear it make no sense. I reach out through the border fence. Come down, come talk to me. The swirling, curling storm of desire, unuttered words hold fast. With reptile tongue, the lightning lashes, towers built to last. Darkness creeps in like a thief and offers no relief. Why are you shaking like a leaf? Come on, come talk to me. Oh, please talk to me. Won't you please talk to me? We can unlock this misery. Come on, come talk to me. I did not come to steal this sorcery. Can't you show me how you feel now? Come on, come talk to me. Come talk to me. Come talk to me.
Us is a collection of songs about emotions, longing, pain, joy, desperation, fear. Gabriel calls it his first real record of love songs.
Yeah, in fact, the first Us I was thinking about was you and me type Us in a relationship, and that's played a major influence on this record and on my life for the last 5 years, in the sense that it incorporated the sort of final ending of my marriage and divorce, and then a very intense relationship for me, which also broke up. So in this period, I've been doing 5 years of therapy, initially couples group and then singles group therapy. And I learned an enormous amount about the stuff in me that I never really wanted to look at. And in a sense, we're trying to acknowledge some of the sort of meaner parts of myself, which I was trying to do in digging in the dirt. I think I've got to a much better place where I still carry a lot of the same stuff, but I'm much better able to manage it, I think. So, that's been a sort of central focus for me for this last period, and I think very beneficial. So I think the world doesn't really need another confessional record, but it was important for me to put that out and make it a central theme for the record, as it has been a central theme for my life.
Something in me, dark and sticky, all the time it's getting strong. A way of dealing with this feeling clothes on him, I get so blind. I feel it in my head, I feel it in my toes, I feel it in my sex, that's the place it goes. This time you've gone too far, this time you've gone too far, this time you've gone too far. I told you, I told you, I told you, I told you. This time you've gone too far, this time you've gone too far, this time you've gone too far. I told you, I told you, I told you, I told you. Don't talk back, just drive the car, shut your mouth, I know what you are. Don't say nothing, keep your hands on the wheel, don't turn around, this is for real. Digging in the dirt, stay with me, I need support. I'm digging in the dirt to find the places I got hurt. Open up the places I got hurt. I'm digging in the dirt. Stay with me, I need support. I'm digging in the dirt. Find the places I got hurt. To open up the places I got hurt. Digging in the dirt, find the places we got hurt. Digging in the dirt, find the places we got hurt. Digging in the dirt, find the places we got hurt. Digging in the dirt, find the places we got hurt.
I think Blood of Eden is an important track on the record, and the use of Garden of Eden was because at that time man and woman were supposed to have been in this one body, and the separation created this sort of yearning for the union, which is never quite achieved since that point. So it seemed to me a good symbol, and in fact this idea of the two bodies joined together and forming the trunk of a tree is something that was used a little in that, and I'm going to do quite a lot more with when I tour, because I wanted to do at least one version of a tour which will be quite visual, which I haven't done for a while. But it is a sort of love song in a way.
I caught sight of my reflection, I caught it in the window, I saw the darkness in my heart, I saw the signs of my undoing. They had been there from the start, and the darkness still has work to do. The knotted cords untying, the heated and the holy, oh, they're sitting there on high, so secure with everything they're buying. In the blood of Eden lie the woman and the man, the man and the woman, and the woman and the man. In the blood of Eden lie the woman and the man we want in the union. Oh, the union of the woman and the man. My grip is surely slipping, I think I've lost my hold. Yes, I think I've lost my hold. I cannot get insurance anymore. They don't take credit, only gold. Is that a dagger or a crucifix I see? You hold so tightly in your hand, and all the while the distance grows between you and me. I do not understand. In the blood of Eden lie the woman and the man, with the man and the woman, and the woman and the man. In the blood of Eden lie the woman and the man. We wanted the union. Oh, the union of the woman and the man. Of my request, you take me in that tenderness. I am floating away, no certainty, nothing to rely on, holding still for a moment. What a moment this is. Oh, for a moment of forgetting, a moment of bliss. I can hear the distant thunder of a million unheard souls, of a million unheard souls. Watch each one reach for creature comfort, for the filling of their holes. In the blood of Eden lie the woman and the man, with the man and the woman, and the woman and the man. In the blood of Eden lie the woman and the man. We wanted the union of the woman and the man. In the blood of Eden lie the woman and the man. I feel the man and the woman, and the woman and the man. In the blood of Eden lie the woman and the man. I feel the man and the woman, and the woman and the man. In the blood of Eden we have done everything we can. In the blood of Eden, so we end as we began, with the man and the woman, and the woman and the man. It was all for the union. Oh, the union of the woman and the man.
The world of music, art, and dance. WOMAD, coming up next on Peter Gabriel, Off the Record. I'm Mary Turner.
When I enlisted in the Army, I could barely change the oil in my car. The first time I saw that Apache helicopter, I never thought I'd be able to handle it. The Army taught me how to take that turbine apart, fix it, and get that baby up and running in no time.
Learn a skill that's yours for a lifetime. See your local recruiter or call 1-800-USA-ARMY.
Be all that you can be. Get an edge on life in the Army.
Paid for by the U.S. Army.
Who wants Trident?
I do, I do.
Cinnamon flavor.
I do, I do.
Nice and spicy.
I do, I do.
Trident sugarless gum. You know you ought to do it. You know you gotta chew it and you're gonna love the taste.
I do.
Tangy cinnamon and 5 more surprisingly great flavors. Who wants Trident? I do. Good for your teeth. Great taste too. Who wants Trident?
I do.
So we're right in the middle of dinner, and we get one of those calls trying to get us to switch from AT&T to
MCI.
Right. They said Dave gave them our number.
Put them on to me, too, about this friends and family thing.
And me.
You talking about Dave giving out your numbers? Where is he anyway?
Yeah, let's talk to him.
Hey, Dave.
Hi.
What about all those calls we're getting thanks to you?
What's going on?
At AT&T, your friends are your business. Keeping you connected to them is ours. So if anyone tries to get you to switch, you can simply say,
it's just not worth it.
This soothing music is for anyone who took the leading cold pill for a tough cold instead of Alka Seltzer Plus cold medicine, because you could probably use some relief right now. See, the cold pill only relieves congestion, but Alka Seltzer Plus relieves congestion, plus tough body aches, sore throat, and headaches. Now here's some music for those who took Alka Seltzer Plus cold medicine. It's tough medicine. Use as directed.
We're back with Peter Gabriel, Off the Record. Armenia, Egypt, Senegal, Turkey, Kenya, England, Russia. Peter Gabriel assembled an international cast to work on Us.
I think there have been a lot of influences on this record, but to me, it's an outgrowth of the work on So and particularly on Passion, in the sense that it's a record of songs, so sort of therefore has a relationship with the So stuff, and yet the actual work of writing with textures and rhythms, atmospheres, and space particularly, which I think I learned a lot about on the Passion record.
In this proud land we grew up strong. We were wanted all along. I was taught to fight, taught to win. I never thought I could fail. No fight left, or so it seems. I am a man whose dreams have all deserted. I've changed my face, I've changed my name, but no one wants you when you lose.
Don't give up, 'cause you have friends. Don't give up, you're not beaten yet. Don't give up, I know you can make it good.
Though I saw it all around, never thought that I could be affected. Thought that we'd be last to go. It is so strange the way things turn. Drove the night toward my home, the place that I was born, on the lakeside. As daylight broke, I saw the earth, the trees had burned down to the ground.
Don't give up, you still have us. Don't give up, we don't need much of anything. Don't give up, 'cause somewhere there's a place where we belong. Rest your head, you worry too much. It's gonna be alright. When time
on to another town, tried hard to settle down. For every job, so many men no one needs.
Don't give up, 'cause you have friends. Don't give up, you're not the only one. Don't give up, no reason to be ashamed. Don't give up, you still have us. Don't give up now, we're proud of who you are. Don't give up, you know it's never been easy. Don't give up, 'cause I believe there's a place where we belong.
My journey into that source of inspiration, if you like, began probably 12, 15 years ago when I first started looking for other grooves and I think it was rhythms, voices, melodies, harmonies that sort of led me into musics from other countries. Yet it was very hard to learn about. And a few of us who were getting turned on to these things were very frustrated that we couldn't find the records in any stores. We couldn't hear them on radio, and certain sort of folk purist avenues where these musics were presented. But the whole area was very limited and sort of kept in this pure academic environment, so not especially attractive or inviting. So we wanted to start a festival that would introduce other people that mainly listened to rock music, maybe some classical and jazz, to some of the fantastic stuff that we were discovering. So we started, I called up a group of friends, and there was some journalists who were then running a magazine and record called the Bristol Recorder, and we started working on this first WOMAD festival, which was in 1980, and that actually took place in 1982, and this year we've just had our 10th anniversary.
Mickey and Eros unite to create pleasure. That's coming up next on Peter Gabriel, Off the Record. I'm Mary Turner.
What am I gonna do with my life?
I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be a medical specialist.
Don't you need college?
I can get the training I need in the Army.
The Army's most technical training is also its most sought after. Qualify now for the delayed entry program, and you're guaranteed your choice of training up to 12 months in advance.
Guaranteed? You've got it made.
Be all that you can be. Get an edge on life in the Army.
To find out more, call 1-800-USA-ARMY. Paid for by the U.S. Army.
Yeah, I'll take another request. You're on the air.
Hubert, it's your mother. For goodness sake, take a Hall's Mentholyptus tablet. I can hear you coughing, stuffy nose, and sore throat. Now, how many times do I have to tell you? Hall's Vapor Action Formula works on all 3 symptoms, Hubert.
Whoa, serious cool flowing through my nose.
Well, that's the Vapor Action of Hall's Mentholyptus. It makes your stuffy nose feel clearer. Vapor, Hubert, vapor.
Okay, Mom, thanks for calling, and here's a song for you.
For the 3 symptoms, cough, sore throat, and stuffy nose, come to one place, the Halls of Medicine. Use only as directed.
Greyhound presents Talking Turkey with Tom and Tom.
You know, Tom, life's not easy for us turkeys.
Yeah, especially around Thanksgiving time, Tom.
And it looks like Greyhound's low holiday fares will be bringing lots of people home for those big holiday dinners.
Bad news for us turkeys, Tom.
But instead of eating, well, you know, wouldn't folks be just as thankful for a nice, juicy cranberry loaf?
Whoa. Go home for the holidays with low holiday fares from Greyhound.
Wow, looks just like the can.
Who wants Trident?
I do.
Bubble-gum flavor.
I do.
Fresh and snappy.
I do.
Bubbly.
I do.
Trident sugarless gum has the taste that makes it the only chew to choose. Bubbly bubble and 5 more surprisingly great flavors. Who wants Trident?
I do.
Good for your teeth, great taste too. Who wants Trident?
I do.
I'm Mary Turner talking with Peter Gabriel, Off the Record.
Jump in the water. Sweet little princess, let me introduce this frog nest. You alone can get him singing. He's all puffed up, wanna be your king. Oh, you can do it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Lady, kiss that frog. Splash, dash, heard your call. Bring you back your golden ball. He's gonna dive down in the deep end. He's gonna be just like your best friend. So what's one little kiss, one tiny little touch? Ah, he's wanting it so much. I swear that this is royal blood running through my skin. Oh, can't you see the state I'm in? Kissing bitter. Kissing bitter.
Kiss the Frog grew out of reading some Bruno Bettelheim, a book called Uses of Enchantment. It's really a light and a more playful song than most on the record. But it was a look at the Frog Prince story and sing it in terms of sex education, that in the way that most kids are taught about sex now, it's always done in a sort of warm, loving environment, as if it's a purely joyful, positive, pleasurable experience. And in reality, for many people, their first sexual experience is There's a lot of fear, maybe horror, repulsion. These feelings aren't really included so much. And I think his point there was that here that was a story of something, the frog, which was potentially repellent, horrible thing, which if it was kissed and appreciated, might turn into something wonderful and fulfilling. But if ignored, would continue to haunt. And that actually seemed a good way of introducing kids to sex. That there were going to be some negatives attached, but if adopted with commitment and love, could be turned into something very good. I mean, there's obviously a more playful sexual underbelly to that. Personally, I love, a bit of mixture in what I do, and I enjoy, a balance between the sacred and the profane, and handmade and high tech, and I think all around these different possibilities and combinations actually serve to provide us with another sense of whole. I think I'm more of a generalist than a specialist, but I think the way the world is moving, it's more important that people can absorb patterns and sort of link up different disciplines. Then, it's still very helpful for some to specialize, but I think there is real values in generalist approaches. I'm a Buckminster Fuller fan, and I remember reading his stuff when I was a teenager, and I think that had quite an influence on me. And I remember him talking about his experiences in the Navy there as very beneficial, in that it was his first sort of multidisciplinary education that sort of linked up different sciences and arts in a way, in terms of providing his route through information.
Climbing up on Solsbury Hill, I could see the city light. Wind was blowing, time stood still. Eagle flew out of the night. He was something to observe. Came in close, I heard a voice, standing, stretching every nerve. I had to listen, had no choice. I did not believe the information, just had to trust imagination. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I've come to take you home. To keep in silence, I resigned. My friends would think I was a nut, turning water into wine. Open doors would soon be shut. So I went from day to day. All my life was in a rut, till I thought of what I'd say, which connection I should cut. I was feeling part of the scenery. I walked right out of the machinery. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Hey, he said, grab your things, I'm gonna take you home. Hey, back home.
Did you study architecture?
No, I love architecture, but I've never studied it. Sandcastles is on the beach is as close as I get to buildings. But we have this project for an experience park, we call it, in Barcelona, and which is a grand dream, and I don't know still if we can realize it, but we've been trying to develop that with Brian Laurie Anderson as well, but also with some quite interesting architects, and in one sense they're non-buildings because they're for the most part buried. So most of the architectural output is sort of masculine and sticks out from the surface of the earth. But I think this environment would be more feminine, and you would enter these wombs so that the surface would be a magic garden. In fact, yes, I never thought of the park as women's sex before this moment, but maybe it has some good analogies there. And have these adventures in this sort of dark and mysterious world, and be able to challenge yourself, and have environments designed by filmmakers, musicians, sculptors, architects, psychologists, working together in different collaborations. I definitely love what happens in the collaboration process.
happy again. Suki plays with Leo, Sasha plays with Brit. Adolf builds a bonfire, Enrico plays with it. Whistling tunes, we hide in the dunes by the seaside. Whistling tunes, we're kissing baboons in the jungle. It's a knockout. If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears. If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears. Games without frontiers, war without tears. Andre has a red flag, Chiang Shing's is blue. They all have hills to fly them on, except for Lin Taiyu. Dressing up in costumes, playing silly games, hiding out in treetops, shouting out rude names. Whistling tunes, we hide in the dunes by the seaside. Whistling tunes, we piss on the goons in the jungle. It's a knockout. If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears. If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears. Games without frontiers, war without tears.
What's an Army Cavalry Scout exercise like? Hold on. When you're tracking an armor force, you follow the signs. Like these fresh tracks. Likely river crossings. Shh, listen. Hear them? Here come their scout vehicles and their armor force. Mount up. We'll call in some firepower.
Be all that you can be.
Paid for by the U.S. Army.
This soothing music is for anyone who took the leading cold pill for a tough cold instead of Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine, because you could probably use some relief right now. See, the cold pill only relieves congestion, but Alka-Seltzer Plus relieves congestion, plus tough body aches, sore throat, and headaches. Now here's some music for those who took Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. It's tough medicine. Use as directed.
Listen, Janet, I got a call and this guy says you gave him my name and number. Well, the next thing, he's hassling me to leave AT&T, and he's really persistent. Then he wants the names and numbers of my friends and my family. I don't want to give those out. So, Janet, who else did you give my number to?
At AT&T, your friends are your business. Keeping you connected to them is ours. So if someone wants the names of your friends and your family, simply say,
It's just not worth it.
Greyhound presents Talkin' Turkey with Tom and Tom.
You know, Tom, life's not easy for us turkeys.
Yeah, especially around Thanksgiving time, Tom.
And it looks like Greyhound's low holiday fares will be bringing lots of people home for those big holiday dinners.
Bad news for us turkeys, Tom.
But instead of eating, well, you know, wouldn't folks be just as thankful for a nice, juicy cranberry loaf?
Whoa.
Go home for the holidays with low holiday fares from Greyhound.
Wow, looks just like the can.
We're back with Peter Gabriel, Off the Record. I'm Mary Turner. We've talked about how powerful your lyrics are and all the international textures in your music, but we haven't talked about your voice, how important your sound is to getting these emotions across.
The vocal is definitely an important part, because I realized many years ago that people hear the music through the voice. Even when we listen to instruments, we're looking for vocal similarities. And in fact, there's so many instrumental teachers will tell you to get your instrument to sing or to speak. So I think it's the first sort of point of contact. As I understand it, the first thing that a baby recognizes in terms of the visual world around are two dots. So it's looking for a face. It's looking for human forms and human pattern. And the same with music. I think we're looking for human similarities. So expression of emotion through voice is very central. I'm learning each time I work with other singers and musicians. I learn a little more. So it is an area that I'm pushing a bit. But I'm quite happy when you say that there was some sense of struggle in the voice, because I think you do hear that, and I like to hear that in other singers, and it's not as so clean and comfortable as with people who are better trained than I am, but I think it sort of carries quite a lot of emotion. I mean, Randy Newman is one of my favorite singers, who is not really a great singer by any sort of technical standards, but carries enormous amounts of intensity and emotion.
Incredibly candid in your writing. Is that something you feel you have to do, even if it's painful? You've used the phrase creativity as therapy.
I don't think it suits all artists at all times to be sort of digging into their innermost parts, but to ignore it is a denial for sure. But I think it's, great books and so on have been written in a way outside of personal experience, but they're always shaped and colored by what's going on inside. I mean, you can't fill up any empty space, whether it's a piece of paper or a piece of recording tape, without betraying who you are. I mean, without revealing who you are. And not to own it is a sort of betrayal in a way. But I certainly don't think an artist has to focus on that all the time. But as I said, I think because it's a critical point in my life, I think getting into middle age of 42, and so much of my life works incredibly well. The fact that relationships weren't working well, I had to really try and look into places that I didn't want to look into to get a grip on it.
Gabriel, Off the Record with Mary Turner, has been brought to you by the U.S. Army. Learn how to get an edge on life. Be all you can be. This program was written and produced by Marsha Richardson. Production and engineering by Fred Lindgren. Off the Record with Mary Turner is a presentation of the Westwood One Radio Network. Executive producer, Norm Pattis.
Hi, I'm Mary Turner. Join me this week for Peter Gabriel, Off the Record.
The vocal is definitely an important part because I realized many years ago that people hear the music through the voice. Even when we listen to instruments, we're looking for vocal similarities. And in fact, you know, there's so many instrumental teachers will tell you to get your instrument to sing.
Peter Gabriel, Off the Record, on the Westwood One Radio Network.
If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears. If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears. Games without frontiers, war without tears.